connection. We're all craving that connection. We're all craving that like unity and oneness and like unconditional love and non-judgment, where we can be. That's the world that I'm creating. Like that's my intention. That's my vision for the world, is like to create this space where we can all just be. And like I went to this event the other night and I was just like, isn't it weird? I was telling my partner, I was like, isn't it weird that like the whole world is afraid? Like, why is everyone so afraid?
Because they don't want to get hurt.
What are they afraid of? Someone else's judgment? Yeah, but like someone else's judgment? We're all afraid of each other's judgment.
Yeah, we care about what other people.
So then what's the point?
We're all just worried about ourselves in our head. Like no one's judging you.
No,
I mean,
well, we're judging. There's judgmental people, but really, it's all a reflection, right? Like,
of yourself.
I'm just judging me.
Yeah.
You know, and then moving through that. So it's just been this journey of like I think the most important thing. So what then? Okay, so then what Reiki has done for me, because like. That's what we're here for, to talk about. But this has been the journey to get there.
Yeah.
Of like being initiated with this power. And again, like I've learned about Western Reiki, which is like also kind of the similar thing in Western culture, where it's like the God that's outside of you. Right, so like you need a Reiki teacher to teach you how to. Yeah, of course, we need a teacher to teach us how to do things. Yeah. Right, and we learn from each other in different ways. And I also have learned, so Reiki is a Japanese technique.
Oh,
it's from Japan.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rei means universal, and Ki or Chi means life force. You know, like Tai Chi, you're moving energy with your body,
it's
right?
Like acupuncture, and they try to focus on the chi,
the
body.
The energy, yeah. It's the life force and the energy points in your body. Our bodies are filled with thousands of meridians.
Yeah.
And then there's like the chakra system, which is like the 7 main energy points, but then there's like also more chakras that go up. That's like another conversation for another time. It's like we can talk about chakras for like 17 years.
Your chakras.
Chakras.
Get your chakras aligned.
Get your chakras aligned. You can contact me. My information will be down.
I love it.
Yeah, so
Western Reiki is different than Reiki?
It's not different. It's just like anything else. It's just like evolved into this like Western Reiki is this ideology of this. We need the teacher to attune you, to put the Reiki in you. But that's one way of looking at it, and it's not a wrong way. It's just a way.
Okay. And so I guess what is Reiki?
So Reiki is the universal life force energy, which is the creative intelligence. It's basically the God essence, the God energy, the atoms that are living within inside, right? So this already exists within all of us.
And you just help support in
awakening that within you.
Okay.
Wake me up, Shereen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I want to come to you, right?
Right.
And let's say I'm just lost in the sauce and I just need your help. How are you going to help me get unlost?
How to get found.
How
to
get found.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, where we would start with like, what's your most pressing issue? Because I'm a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki Master teacher.
Yeah.
So I also teach people, initiate people into Reiki. I want to come back to this really quick so I don't lose the momentum of it. But like, so the Western Reiki is this, I'm going to give you Reiki. And the Japanese Reiki is, I'm basically, the attunement is the clearing, like a massive clearing of your energy field. So that you become a clear channel of then the energy flowing through you. Then you can hold the energy in your body, right? Then it would make sense because your energy, your channel is clear. Instead of being clogged up with like trauma and shame and guilt and whatever, lower vibrational feelings, which aren't bad or good.
Yeah.
but we want to feel our optimal self. So yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm so curious.
well, I'll have to give you all a Reiki session sometime.
God.
Yeah, so you can have the experience, because it's very experiential. Like every Reiki session is different with every client, because we're all dealing with different things. So like it would depend on what kind of sauce you're lost in.
Yeah, is it barbecue or
ranch?
Extra sauce always.
Oh yeah, I have a tattoo. It says extra sauce always. Anytime I go to a restaurant, I'm always like, excuse me, please.
Por favor, please.
Por favor, more sauce. Thank you.
But I'm very curious because like there's a type of cleansing, that's like they brush you off with like herbs, I believe, or like sage and stuff like that. It's like very popular, like with what is it, Haitians? What is it called again? But I feel like, is it similar to that?
It's no, it's a different. That's a different medicine. Like that's a different. It's also probably. I'm not familiar with Haitian culture or like Haitian medicine practices. Yeah. So I don't know, but I have heard of that, where they're like slapping you with the leaves and the
because I've always wanted to get like a cleansing done. Because I have this random theory. Like my sister and I, we talked about it, and we feel like someone more than likely hexed someone in our family or something along those lines, and like ever since then, like it just basically there's like this cycle that keeps happening on my mom's side of the family, at least. And how do we break that cycle? What is the cycle? So and like what was the hex that was placed on us? Because sometimes like I feel like things just happen, and it's like, why are things happening to me? Like, what is it? And I just feel like it's like deeper than what I think it is.
Right.
So that's why, like, when I thought about a cleansing, I was thinking of that type of cleansing, but I was like kind of scared because sometimes that opens portals to other things.
Right. And yeah.
But Reiki just seems more clean.
Yeah. So it also depends on the practitioner too. I think like I'm very particular with who I work with, just because
you don't want anything to get on you.
Right. Yeah. Like I operate in a very clean way where it's like I'm doing portals of protection around the client, around me, around the space, allowing only love and light in, allowing anything of lower vibrational frequency energies, entities to be cleared now. I command you to leave now. So it's like we have the power to command energies, but it's just like honing into your own power so that then you can maneuver around, because I was really sensitive to energies, and I also felt like I had I really relate to that, like someone cursed us.
But I do feel that like I always felt like I'm like a sponge when it comes to energies. I can walk into a room and I could see who's who, like just by walking in, and that's why like sometimes my friends, they turn over at me, they're like, so what do you think?
I'm that person because I just like to believe everybody's good until they show me otherwise, obviously, right? But I'm not a good judgment of character. I'm like, I love everybody.
Well, no, and I think that's one way, right, of like giving people the benefit of the doubt, and also, I mean, sometimes there's lessons in that that like we get to explore, and like there's something there that like if I'm that open, that I need to like learn, right? So. I mean, it's like there's maybe the caution comes from something else, right? Like a protection mechanism that we had picked up. I think it all comes back to like childhood experience. And then it also goes further even back of like our ancestral line, right? And like what happened to our ancestors is passed through into our DNA, and then we're carrying their trauma, and then it's like the same shit is occurring in this life.
Trauma is genetic.
That's right.
It's so what is it? I was watching something on TikTok or something, and then I just went into like a whole rabbit hole, and I'm like, it's genetic. No, it is. And it can be broken. It can.
By healing ourselves, and then when we get pregnant and have children, it's like my children won't be carrying that because I cleared a lot of things out.
For example, Summer Walker, she did that whole cleaning thing like she did a lot of self-work and everything before she gave birth. Was it Summer Walker? I'm pretty sure it was
no idea.
Summer Walker. She's like besties with Erykah Badu now. But like she went through this whole process of like cleansing herself because she didn't want to like pass that down to her kids. And I'm like, I wish people would be more self-aware of themselves.
Yes.
Just so we could stop like birthing trauma.
Right.
You know?
Because it is genetic, and we hold there's this book, really lovely book, called The Body Keeps the Score. And so it's like, by can't remember the author's name at this moment, but really great book, all about trauma and how it gets stored into our bodies. Like it's really good. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't express myself as a child. Like it was like not safe or okay for me to express. So when I was like 9, I started having really crazy chronic neck issues. And so it's like the trauma manifests into our physical bodies.
And I actually want to say something about that.
Yeah.
I can actually see who's carrying so much trauma based on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't realize that until like recently when I started working at the chiropractor, where there were some people that would like come in with so much body pain, and I'm like, oh my God. And like I would literally sense like how much just negativity was just surrounding them, and I'm just like, okay. And then when they would come out, they would be relieved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now that their shoulders were dropped, and it's not the adjustment itself or whatever, but it's like now they're more aligned.
Yeah, because the energy has moved in your body.
Yeah, and it's just so insane. But like it does start there.
Yeah.
So since both of you say like you're really in tune with like energies and, you know, with people, have you always known what it was since you could feel it when you were young, or how did that?
Yeah.
You just knew? It was something you just know?
I always played, well, my mom said that I always played with spirits as a kid. I would always like go around and I would like talk to whatever in front of me, or I would wake up in the morning and I would be staring outside of a window. And so like a lot of sleepwalking, a lot of like just talking to someone that's right next to me that's clearly not there, but I remember like them just like, it was just like a energy and there was no face to it, but it was always light. And there was this one time where I was getting called into a dark section of the house, and out of nowhere I see like a beam of light coming from the top of the stairs, and I'm just like, oh, and I gravitated towards the light, and then the energy, I felt like it was like kind of trying to like come closer to me, but I was so drawn into like the light itself that I just like went towards it.
Wow.
And I ignored it, and then it just disappeared. But like yeah, I've always felt like I was just connected in a way, but as I got older, that's when I realized I'm like, okay, I'm a sponge when it comes to like energy. So I try to stay away from like how you try to protect yourself and your energy. So it's like, okay,
right,
I had to learn that over time.
Right.
I had to say no to certain people that carry so much negativity.
Yes.
So,
and that having those healthy boundaries and learning, I had to learn how to say no.
Yeah.
I got to learn how to say yes, you know, and just in different ways of like, then it's like this differentiation of like the discernment. I mean, the like discerning of like, is this a safe, you know, way to go? Does this align with my spirit? Am I, you know, and then it's like the resonance that we are in too. Like if we're in a traumatic, our nervous systems are really like out of whack, you know, it's like I'm gonna be in energetic resonance with someone else who's a little chaotic too, you know. So then it's like, why do I keep finding myself in these situations? But it's just I'm in vibrational resonance with this experience. It's not even with the person, it's just with the, because we're just having experiences, you know. But yeah, I've always been really sensitive. You reminded me of when I was little, I would be like staring out, almost like in a meditative state, like staring out the window. And I remembered there was this, it must have been a spirit guide or something, this tiger, like a real tiger. I was like, Mom, there's a tiger on the loose in the city. Like there's a yeah. And she was like, oh, you must have just seen a cat and thought it was, and I was like, no, it was a real tiger. Like I legit saw a tiger, and it mystically just like walked nonchalantly like across the backyard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I like years later, I was like talking to my therapist about it, and I was like, this was one of my spirit guides. And it's like, okay, this makes sense now with like where I'm at energy, like with my energy practices and Reiki and all the healing modalities that I've done. So yeah, I've always been really sensitive to energies, but I think there was like this suppression of like, because I was raised Muslim, it's like I couldn't really connect. Like there was this disconnect that I didn't feel, I wasn't safe to, but we played the Ouija board all the time.
You're as a family?
No.
Yeah.
As a family?
Yeah, like low key. Well, like, not on my dad's side.
What was the reason though?
We just loved channeling. I don't know.
So.
And it wasn't always good.
I got questions. What did you channel?
Well, there were definitely spirits that were coming through with the Ouija board. And my aunt's house, we played a lot in my aunt's house, and it was like, yeah, no, but here's the thing. This is what my theory is. It's like again, I was in resonance at like growing up as a child. Like it was so traumatic that I was in resonance with this like maybe not so high vibrational energy, like the darkness, right? Like the darker side of spirits, right? And
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Scary.
Like you know that what's it called? Old lady hag syndrome. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, it's like where you feel like paralysis in your sleep.
Oh, sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Sleep paralysis.
I had sleep paralysis.
But it's like there's always like it's like an old lady that's like, I don't know, that's been my experience.
That happened to my brother.
Yeah, like holding you down.
Well, it's like something.
He literally saw her.
Something.
Like I've never heard like an old lady. It's like
I've seen
they
her.
say like in Spanish they say like se te está encima un muerto, like a dead person is on you.
Mm-hmm. It's like her.
I remember what happened? Oh, this is a bad thing, but I got suspended from school. I think it was in middle school because I fought a girl who stole my bracelet, and I was a little upset. But anyway. So I was home, and I was like, you know what? Now I can stay up and watch my movies, whatever, right? So I stayed up and I was watching my movies, but I was in my brother's room because he had a TV, and he was in my room. And then out of nowhere, I remember like seeing something crawl from my room to the bathroom, and I'm just like, okay. And then after that, like few seconds later, my brother comes running in. I thought he was playing a prank on me, but after I saw him run in, he was like pale, like super pale. He was just he was like, oh my God, Marta. And then I'm like, what's wrong? He's trying to tell me, but he's like scared. And I'm just like, okay, come in. And so I like open up the blanket, and he just falls asleep in front of me. And I'm just
but
like,
he didn't say anything?
He couldn't speak. He was just
paralyzed.
So like he was just so scared. And so he just like falls asleep, and then he wakes up, and then he's just like, yeah, it was some lady above me. And so then now that you're saying that, is it like a common thing?
I mean, I experienced it a lot growing up because, like I said, I think there was a lot of just, I really deeply believe that it's a dysregulated nervous system. And when your nervous system is not regulated, the neurological pathways in your brain, it's like leaves the portals open to experiencing darker realms.
That is so true, because when one of the like main times that it happened to me, I had just gone through like this very traumatic experience, and I couldn't wake up. I was paralyzed. I was trying to wake up, and someone was moving my foot, lifting it up and down.
Oh my God.
And you're right, I was not in a good state when I went to sleep that night. And I woke up and I went to sleep in my car for a little bit. I was like, whatever's in my house, I gotta go. But it's real.
So when our nervous systems are dysregulated, I'm operating from a very reactive space. Like we were talking earlier, if it's hysterical, it's historical. It's something that, like, if I'm really reactive, or I'm crying, or I'm yelling, or I'm angry, or I'm in that lower vibrational frequency of reactivity to something that maybe it's not even this person is upsetting me, but it's reflecting something that deep. It was like the first wounding, the first soul fractal that occurred, then it's occurring again and again and again in like multiple situations, which then continues to dysregulate your nervous system. Or like the first time I tried to use my voice and I was shut down, it's like, you know that feeling that you get in your body, your stomach sinks and you're like, oh, I'm not okay. Yeah. You know, I'm not safe here. So then the more we feel the sense of feeling unsafe, it's like I'm creating these protection defenses and mechanisms to try to protect me. Yeah. And then I'm operating from this like then and then as the nervous system continues to dysregulate, the neurological pathways fractalize also. So then instead of it being like in flow and your brain is like thinking from like a higher vibrational space, it's like I'm operating at fear, anxiety, depression, you know, that sort of thing. But once we go in, see, it's really important, and the work that I do too through my coaching is like going into the original wounding. Like is it really true? You know, the work of Byron Katie is also
Byron Katie.
Yeah, phenomenal, incredible.
I read a book by her. She wrote a book?
She has a few books.
I legit...
God, I should have written these names down of things.
I read her book.
It's great.
I listened to her book because the woman that was doing the past life regression therapy on me told me to read it. Byron Katie.
Yeah.
I need to look for it. You guys keep talking about
it. Okay, Byron Katie. Yeah, she's incredible. She basically asks 4 questions, like, is it true? Like, it could be about anything. Like, John should stop smoking cigarettes. Is it really true that he should stop? And how does it affect my life if he continues to smoke? Yeah. It's like, it's none of my business. It's not. Right? There's like my business, God's business, and John's business. It's like, whose business is
Loving
it?
What Is.
Loving What Is.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's a powerful book.
Yes.
Yeah. Changed my life. Yeah.
Send it to me.
So that's also really great at like that's like supportive, because it's like you're asking your mind questions of like, is it really true? Is it really true that I was abandoned as a child? I came to believe that the truth is no. Yeah. Right, but I had this belief in my mind. Yeah. The evidence that I've picked up that I was abandoned as a child. When really, did I have my basic needs were met? Did I have food, a roof over my head, food on the table, and I went to school, and I had clothes on my back?
And when we, in our heads, when we decide that something is true, we find everything to prove that that is true. We're not looking at everything else.
Right. Yeah. The broad spectrum, the greater scale of everything. Yeah. So that's where the nervous system gets dysregulated, because I'm so in belief of the thought that it is true that I was abandoned, or that nobody loves me, or whatever, you know, your reality is. Yeah. Right. So then we call back the pieces like, nope, that's not true. Okay, wow, I wasn't abandoned. Then it shifts your reality. Then I can operate from a different space. It's like, oh, that calms my nervous system. I'm actually so loved. Okay, where can I look at evidence in the world where I am actually so loved? I am not alone. Yeah. I have so many people that loved me today, right? And there was a time where, because I was looking for beliefs, for evidence, I had like 4 friends, you know? Yeah. And people that wouldn't show up. Because, see, I told you, nobody cares. Yeah. And then once I started to, it was like, you start to care about your life, and things start to shift, and then all of a sudden I had a whole community of people. Yeah. And then it's like you continued, and then you have more people and more community and different ways, and that was my path, you know?
I feel like that's where I'm at right now that I stopped. It's like a victim mindset. It's just
He's like, bitch, you are a victim. Just kidding.
So Reiki and how it works is like, basically, this is how I view it. It's like, I am the channel. Like, I'm not healing you. Mm-hmm. Like, this is where Western culture comes in. It's like, the healer, the savior, right? Like, Jesus, the savior, is going to save me. Mm-hmm. Or the doctor. Yeah. He's going to save my life. Sure, yes, doctors do surgery, and then they save your life, right? Like, but sometimes they kill you. How it works, yes, I am the channel. I'm not the savior. I'm not the healer. It's just that I've done my own work to be able to have a clear. That's very cute. It's so sweet. Have a clear channel of like, I'm a clear channel. I'm removing Shereen out of the equation, and I'm channeling to focus on your body where I'm feeling any stagnant energies throughout your chakra systems, or maybe in your meridians, and the little small meridians are just like the points in your body, the energy points. Yeah. And where there could be some blockages.
I'm so curious. Because I really want to be read. I want someone to like read me. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I just want to unlock everything.
Yeah, you want to understand.
I want to be like the Avatar. Unlock everything.
So, man. The cartoon show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's my man.
I want to be completely unlocked, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I actually have a post of the avatar on my Instagram.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Explaining what the chakras are, actually.
What's chakras?
Chakras. Yeah, so then, it's like I go through like a guided meditation. It's really important to be in a really relaxed state when you're receiving Reiki. And switching your brain state from delta to alpha to theta. You want to be the best way that we can heal is in a theta state. Mm-hmm. It's like the dream state, So that's why meditation is really beautiful and powerful too. Mm-hmm. And so I channel the meditation, like whatever it is that you need or whatever. And then again, lots of protection. Yeah. Because I want to remove myself and not have, but there could be, I'm still a human and I'm still a person, and could be energy. So I'll protect you from my energy, protect me from your energy, protect us from the energies and it's like if we're opening portals.
It's like they're trying to
keeping it safe. Yeah, keeping it it's really clean. Like I operate in a very clean way. Lots of protection. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors.
My ancestors are dope. I feel like they're tough. Because like when I do my my prayers and stuff, like basically it's like a method. You grab a clear glass, basically, and you add water to it. Mm-hmm. You set your intentions for the day. You make them a cup of coffee. So I have like specific coffee mugs for them. Mm-hmm. And I just like light a candle or sage something, and I just like say my prayers, and like I talk to them or whatever. For New Year's, before I headed out with Edith, literally I had this, I don't know, it was so weird. It was just like, yo quiero pan con dulce. Yo quiero esa concha que tienes en la cocina, right? Like basically it was telling me that it wanted that piece of bread that I had in my kitchen. And I'm just like, okay. And so then I just like made the coffee real quick, set it at the table, and I was like, okay, welcome. And then I just sat there right next to them until like she called me and they were outside or whatever, and I was like, okay. I was like, well, you enjoy that. Have a good day.
Have a good night. I'm gonna go. Happy New Year.
Yeah. And there was like this one time where it's just like randomly like money just kept popping up into my account, and I'm just like, where is this random money coming from? Oh. And I'm like, what the heck? And I just left it alone. I was just like, I don't know if it's gonna be taken out or whatever. But it ended up just staying there. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Oh, that needs to happen to me ASAP.
But it's just, you just have to get connected. And that's why I really want to unlock everything, because I feel like there's so much more.
Yeah.
There's always more.
Yeah. And I want it all.
Abundance. It's
we live in abundance.
I get excited because I feel like I've unlocked a few things. Now I just want to unlock the whole thing, because I know that I'm not fully unlocked.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Well,
I have to say, you're pretty tapped in.
Yeah.
See, but the thing is, it's the believing it now.
Yeah.
Because it's already done.
Yeah.
It's already done. Like, everything you're sharing, it's like, oh my God, you're so tapped in.
Yeah, but I want to get tapped in.
Tapped.
Like,
you want to be tap.
So, like, I don't know. I just want to feel like I don't know what it's supposed to feel like, but it's like, I know what it's like, but I feel like I want more of it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that makes
it's
sense.
like that unity consciousness, that connection, that like unconditional love, it's really just what I'm hearing you say is like trust.
Yeah.
Trust within your gifts.
Yeah, that's what I struggle with. I don't trust people or myself or anyone.
Well, I trust nothing.
I trust nothing. But no, I feel like if I were to untap that.
Well, the thing is okay, so then this goes to another deep, another layer of consciousness here.
Yeah.
I don't know if the people are ready for this one, but it's pretty deep. And it's hard to digest, maybe, or maybe not. It could be easy to digest. But everything that I experience is a projection of me from my inside of me.
Yeah. Right.
So if I am like, I don't trust anybody, it's because I just don't trust myself, what you said.
Yeah.
You know, right?
I know.
So it's like when we don't, if I don't trust myself, it's like I can go into any situation and know that I'm safe. No one's going to fuck me over. No one's going to do me dirty. No one's going to play me or whatever, the things are that have been infiltrated into my mind or taught to me, right? Of this is the way people are, this is how what people do, people are shady, right? It's like, no, you're shady.
Yeah.
And so like whoever's saying that and is like really believing this, it's like, well, where in your world
where are you shady?
Where are you not trustworthy, right? So
like the whole avoidant thing earlier.
Right. Where it's like if there's avoidance within me, there must be avoidance within my friends or the people around me or like my partner. I mean, partnership is a really great way to see yourself.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's your mirror.
Oh, the biggest mirror.
It's like...
Wow. It's the most powerful experience is like being in a partnership. But like, cool.
No, I started thinking about Steve and I. We was crazy.
But you guys were a reflection of each other.
I know. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, he was me and I was him. Like, legit, he was the boy version of me.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, until it wasn't.
Well,
and then it does, and then it stops working.
It wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then. I mean, if you really want to make it work, you're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
No matter how toxic it can be.
But you're gonna work through the toxicity and
get
to a good space.
There could
if you want to make it work.
Right.
But I didn't mean like crazy, like in a toxic way either. We did have that as well.
Sure.
But we were also like just like in the way we loved life, in the way we loved things, in the way we treat people, in the way
You guys
like
are very easy going together.
Yeah. Like we just flowed, and people gravitated to both of us, and especially when we were together. That's what I meant by like that was crazy,
Yeah. Because
it was beautiful.
Yeah. And you will have that again.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
Okay. I always say like I don't care.
No, I'm saying but I didn't say I didn't care.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I ain't tripping. I ain't worried about that.
I know what's gonna come.
No, it always
when I'm not avoidant.
Yeah. Listen, I've been single. I was single for a really long time. Yeah. Like 4 years. I mean, I dated these like guys, these weird guys, which was like, where is the weirdness within me? And now I'm in like a really loving, super healthy, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm really healthy. It's like, What a cool reflection.
Love that.
Yeah, thank you. It's really nice. It's really nice. And it's like I'm able to receive that. I wouldn't have been able to receive that before. It would have been like...
But you did all the work. You did so much work.
So much work.
You're able to receive it
now.
now.
Now I can receive it. So, yeah, it's all... Everything is... Whatever I'm experiencing is a direct... So it's like really there. That's where it starts, like the awareness. Yeah. The awareness of what you're experiencing.
Because most people blame things on everybody else. But themselves.
Right.
I am actually reading a book called Extreme Ownership.
Ooh. That? By who?
By a Navy SEAL called... I don't know his name.
Ooh, a Navy SEAL.
I don't know how to say his name. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in this like Navy SEAL...
Because of David Goggins?
Because I started David Goggins. Now I'm reading this book called Extreme Ownership. So it's like... It's all on you.
Sure.
Like, you can't be blaming anything. And especially as a leader, if you're leading others. Like, if your team isn't doing good, why not? Because of you. Right. Like, you have to guide them to see that success, you know?
Yeah.
But essentially, everything lands on us.
It's like, what are we sourcing?
But a lot of people don't see it that way.
No. It's a lot of like, I'm the victim, you're doing this to me. Instead of, oh, this is happening, maybe this is happening for me.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something beautiful here that maybe it's not going the way that my ego wants it to go. Yeah. But that could be really beautiful if you see it in that new lens. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, people don't like to accept things as they are. The reality of things.
Which is coming back to Byron Katie, the loving what is.
Yeah. It's like, I wanted it to be this way, but no, it's this way. Yeah. And you're not seeing how beautiful it is because you're thinking about how it could have been.
Right.
And accepting.
Yeah.
Accepting things for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what law I really like? The 7 spiritual laws of success. The law of detachment.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite one.
It's so
like,
good.
Stop thinking about what something could be or what it's going to be in the end goal. Be in like
here
right now. Yeah.
Well, that's everything. The present moment, it's all we've got. The stories of, it's like, that's why our nervous system stays dysregulated too, coming back to that. It's like we stay in the story and we repeat over and over and over, and I continue to traumatize myself again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not my reality today, right? Like, whatever happened in the original trauma point, it's just that our minds attach on to something that feels like, oh, this is my identity.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. But then it's like, who am I without that thing that keeps me small? Or who am I without that thing that keeps me in that story?
That's another thing. With me, it's like, I don't know if I want to know who I am. So I just attach myself to other things because I guess I feel like I'm not ready to face that or her or whatever.
I mean, yeah, it seems, and whenever you're ready, you'll be ready.
Yeah.
You'll know when. You'll be tired.
I'm getting there.
I mean, I was tired.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I can't, like, live like this anymore. Like, I have to, it was either like, and I feel like because I'm a Scorpio, it's like so extreme. Like, it's like, it was either I was going to physically die or like something within me had to die. And as I say that, I look at my water bottle, it says RIP ego.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah. It's like that was like something had to go. Yeah.
Church was about that today. Like, something's got to give. If you want things to change, you have to change.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't sit in my closet and pray for food to come. You
gotta do something.
I gotta get my ass out.
You gotta go fishing, bitch.
I gotta go fishing. Exactly. And manifest all the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you allowed, or can you talk about some of the experiences you have had
with Reiki?
With Reiki, or like some of the outcomes?
Yeah. I'm trying to like think of. I mean, okay. So like this one time, I also do Reiki at facilities like sober livings and detoxes, and it's actually really powerful just to see, like, they're just coming in off of, like, fresh off of, like, drugs and alcohol. And they're just, like, receiving, And at first, I was, like, really afraid because I was still, when I first started doing Reiki, I was like, I'm going to pick up these, like, low vibrational energies, and I'm scared because it used to really affect me. But now it's like I was listening to a video earlier. We were listening to it earlier. It's like when I walk into a room and I'm vibrating at the highest vibration, my highest vibration, then, like, those negative energies actually won't affect me, and I'll actually be shifting the lower vibrational energies and raising them up. Well. Yeah. So I just remember this girl I saw, like, I'm very much of a seer, so, like, I see visual pictures in my mind and in my third eye, and I was like, I'm not sure why I'm picking this up, but I'm seeing huge white angel wings. And she was like, I just had, what is it called? Not a near-death experience, but just like she overdosed.
I mean, that is a near-death.
It is near-death. Yeah, but she overdosed. Yeah. So she, like, died for, like, 7 seconds or something. And then came back.
That's so insane.
And she was like, whoa, that makes sense because I just had an overdose. They resuscitated her. I don't know.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out the word.
Well, but so anyway, so it was like, she was like, well, oh my God, 3 days ago I overdosed, and, like, I definitely knew something was watching over me to bring me back here.
Yeah.
Because it's like I pick up things and I'm not 100%, like, I'm not the type of Reiki practitioner that's like,
I don't know.
Was it a mouse?
I don't have a mouse.
I don't have a mouse.
You have a few cats, though. They might have picked up a bird.
I don't know.
Somewhere. But yeah, so I'll pick up things like that. What's another experience? There was a client that I had where I really was picking up, like, the inner child, and that this client had, like, almost like a steel covering over their heart space. Oh my God. And it was like I channeled the light of God, the Holy Spirit. I love the Holy Spirit, by the way. I'm all about the Holy Spirit. Yeah. It's a feminine energy. They don't, talk about that in the church or whatever, but yes.
So do you feel...
I know.
Okay, a huge, I don't know if it's a pet peeve or whatever, but when they refer to God as him.
Yeah.
He, him.
He, him, he.
It's they, them. For me, at least.
Yeah.
That is all.
That's all. No, I totally relate to that. One time I went to church and I was sitting there and I was like, I kept hearing he, him, he, him. And I don't know if you've heard about the Quakers.
No.
They're like a Christian sect of like instead of having a leader speaking at the front of the altar or whatever, they're all sitting like in the podium or in the audience, and it's like whenever you feel the Spirit of God, like it's just then you stand up and you speak.
In tongues?
No, not in tongues. No.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I've never been to a Quaker
whatever
meeting.
Language calls you.
Whatever language calls you. But like, no, it's like when you feel the Spirit of God, you stand up and you say like, they're basically channeling.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Huh. So back to the point of what I'm saying is, I was in the church and I had this deep guttural feeling of like, what about I didn't do it. But I wanted to stand up and be like, what about the feminine? Because all he kept saying was he, him, Jesus, Jesus, he. And I was like, I'm not laughing, like, this is not funny. Fuck you. Yeah, like, it was really hard for me. Yeah. I was like, I'm not in resonance. And at the time, too, I was taking my medicine woman class that I'm in now where I'm learning facilitation, but I had my own journey with that. Of like my own going through it as like a student way or as like a client way.
Yeah.
And it was all about the feminine, and it is all about the feminine and earth-based practices and going into the womb of the mother, and like that's where we really get to heal. It's like the womb and the tomb. It's like life and like death and rebirth.
Yeah.
And that all happens in the mother.
Yeah.
In the woman.
We hold the power.
Like men don't give birth.
No.
No. Like I love it. I mean, we need a seed. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Drop the seed down, implant, whatever. But the egg is like, no, not you. No, not you. Oh, you look interesting. Here, come on down. It's like ultimately like the feminine makes the decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's been lost in translation in the society here.
Yeah. It's not he, him.
It's they, them. Yeah, because it's both, right? Like we have, and I work a lot with the feminine, masculine energies as well. Like that's like really, the left is the feminine, the right is the masculine. The left is like, the feminine is like creation, the earth, right? The masculine is like the observer, the container to allow the feminine to flow and create.
Yeah.
Right? Without that masculine, intentional, directive energy, like we can't really create because we need the container or it's going to be all over the place and there's no structure. Like it's important to have both.
Yeah.
And we all have, and we all have both within us.
Yeah.
That's why we're moving into a time where it's gender fluid. It's not.
But that's always been around. It's just
course.
That it was always like hush hush. And no one really talked about it. Now that it's out in everyone's faces, now it's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, what is this? It's because you never heard of it, but it's been around for like ages, centuries.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this is before the Abrahamic religions came along.
Yeah.
There was a balance. There was more of a balance of feminine, masculine energies. Like in the Amazonian forest, women are walking around with their boobs out because that's to feed the children. Yeah. It's the life force, right? It's not in the West and a lot of other places, it's been objectification of oh, that's a sexual thing. And there's been a misuse of sexual energy.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm. It goes so deep. I mean, it's more than just Reiki.
Yeah.
This is like, Reiki has been a catalytic part of really knowing my power and knowing that I can trust what comes through for me.
Beautiful.
That's really what Reiki has been. And like massive clearing, like the attunements, like I said, are massive clearings of my energy so that I can be a clear channel to hold space for others and to hold space for myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
See, that's what I want to tap into.
Yeah. I'm actually having a Reiki 1 certification program coming up.
She can teach you.
I can teach you and I can initiate you into Reiki. And again, we'll go over all the things about Western and Japanese and the differences. And I think that's really important with cultural appropriation. Like, I really love to honor the lineage and like where it came from and how it originally began. Because
I would love to do that.
Do you have a date for it yet? Like, for if someone's watching
and they feel like this
is calling to them, what would that?
I would say at the latest, I don't have a set date just quite yet, but if I could choose a date, like end of May 29th.
I'm not going to be here.
That's okay. It's going to be on Zoom anyways.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll still.
So it's going to be on Zoom. I'm still like figuring out the structure because I have been very in my feminine flow where I'm just like, and like there's not a lot of structure. So I'm right now, I've been learning structure and hiring people to support me in that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Because I'm very floaty, you know.
Yeah. I think water signs are typically like that.
Yes.
Scorpio's water?
Scorpio's water. And then I'm Aquarius rising and Libra moon, which is air. So I'm just very like, let's create and like humanitarianism and just beauty.
You can figure yours out.
Mine's a Cancer, the middle one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're Cancer rising.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
No, wait.
Is it moon or rising? The middle, you said middle one.
The middle one.
The middle one is rising?
Yeah, middle one is rising.
Oh, okay.
Moon is, it goes sun, rising, moon.
Okay, so I have a Cancer rising and moon in Virgo.
You're Cancer, Virgo?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a trip.
It's a trip, but at least you have some earth there.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It keeps you grounded.
For sure. Yeah, let's find out what yours is.
I'm...
Oh, yeah, CoStar will tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to download that again.
Where do I go?
Go to home.
Daily.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries.
No, wait. You're Sagittarius, Sun, Cancer, Moon, and Aries rising. Okay. Wow.
What does that mean?
Fire, water.
Mm-hmm. So Emmy has Cancer in hers too. I think that's why you guys are very like.
It matters who you spend your nights with. That's you guys.
It does matter.
That's right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you could be anywhere else, but you're here.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So for someone that's watching this and they, don't want to learn how to teach this, but are interested in like your services.
Mm-hmm. Well, Reiki 1 certification is all about like your own power. Like you can't charge for Reiki 1 or offer it as a service. Yeah, it's more of like you can heal yourself, you can heal your family, but like or your friends, but like at no charge. Reiki 2 would be like you can start your Reiki business. Okay. Reiki Master is like once I did Reiki Master, I'm opening myself to, it just becomes like I'm not really, that's why we're talking about all these other things, because it's Reiki and beyond, I would say.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's never one thing.
Yeah.
That's what I realized like years ago. I was just like sitting on the sofa and then I realized I was like, there's never one answer for one thing. There's multiple answers for that one thing.
Exactly.
And it's never right or wrong. It just depends on like how you perceive it, how you take it.
Yes. That's why I was like, when I was growing up and I had the spiritual experience in Islam and I had the spiritual experience in Christianity, it was like, they're both right in different ways. And I think what we're coming into now is like like I'm not into separation. Mm-hmm. It's like if you believe you want to be vaccinated, great. If you don't want to be vaccinated, great. Like who am I to say what's right or wrong for you and me? And
there's no right or wrong.
No.
Just notice.
Just notice. Yeah, and there's no separation. The minute I'm in separation, that's when we have an issue. Mm-hmm. Like Palestine and Israel.
That's so sad.
It's very sad. All my prayers go out to both
every time like
countries.
It comes up, I'm just like, why is this still happening? And who started it? A man.
Oh, thank you. And then, just to wrap it, if you are interested in receiving services from me, you can book a session. It's amazing. A 1 hour, or we can do a 90-minute. Oh, so it starts with a guided meditation. The Reiki's happening. Things are channeling. Things are coming through for me. Things might be possibly coming through for the client. Yeah. And then I love to do, if the client's open to it, a little oracle reading at the end, just to kind of have more clarity on, like I said, I'm not the end all be all say all of everything. And it's like, my gift is like, I am a mirror for you to see your highest potential.
Beautiful. I love this.
2 things. This is for you.
Oh my
God. As a Scorpio.
What? Oh my God. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then this is our first t-shirt.
Oh, yay.
So here you go.
Oh my
Our Sweet Chaos t-shirt.
Oh my God. Love.
You gotta wear it everywhere.
I will wear it everywhere. I am promoting this podcast for eternity, and I love that it's written in red.
Yes,
and
totally matches.
It's so fitting for me to receive red roses, because I am the channel of, I work a lot with Mary Magdalene too. We didn't get to talk about her, but and Mother Mary, and this is the red rose is the symbol of the path of the divine feminine.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
So This couldn't be more in alignment. So
I love it.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for coming on.
I'm so grateful to be here.
Love you.
Love you.
Alrighty, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.